All right, I think we're live. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Trading Bitcoin with your host, Tone Vays. Coming to you live from the airport as I am on my way to the Unconfiscatable conference. I have not had a chance to look at the price. I have to pack this morning. I spent all evening, just keeping an eye on the Ukrainian news. On the way to the airport, I was in the most horrendous spaces I have ever heard in my life. I can mention that after. I don't have much time. It'll still be the usual format. I saw that the price of Bitcoin has pumped, but I have actually no idea as to why or how much. So let's go take a look. Please comment in the live chat as to the underlying reason as to why it went up, if there is a specific underlying reason, because I just, like I said, I was going through airport security, all my bags flagged. I may or may not already be on a list. It was more hands-on experience today than usual, but hey, my passport does say born in Russia, so probably not going to have a great time going to the airport the rest of my life. Let's go to the charts. I probably shouldn't talk too loud here. It's here. Not exactly the privacy of your home. All right, where are we here? Just open the chart. Okay, now I can do it. All right, I'm gonna look at your live chat. So what are some of the possible reasons Bitcoin went up? I just don't know. Like I said, I haven't been on the internet in the last 2 hours when this seems to have happened. I was going to bed last night. The price was like 37,000. I didn't get much sleep. It was like a few hours. No, I don't care about Tesla. So there's no reason. Rates in Russia sky from 9% to 20% today. Okay. Putin will be taken out by his own military. No, he won't. No, he won't. I mean, the Western media will tell you that. No, he won't. I could be wrong, but guys, everything I say, I could be 100% wrong. But in my opinion, no, he won't. The news is that eBay might accept Bitcoin. That's not bullish news, guys. That's bearish news. So this is why is that bullish? That just means eBay is going to sell more Bitcoin. So no one has a reason. Great. All right. There is no reason. So we'll stick to TA. So monthly chart. We bounced off that moving average. The monthly chart, while it's great that Bitcoin went up, the monthly chart is not exactly screaming bullish. See how much time I got. The plane boards in 20 minutes. So that's what we got. All right, weekly chart. The weekly chart is back to a slightly bullish look. And we are above the short-term moving average. We have not yet broken the lucid SAR. We have not yet gotten to the intermediate term moving average. That is declining. We have not even yet gotten to the prior weekly swing close. So while this is certainly a bullish weekly candle, with the week being 1 day long so far, and it has promised to take us to new all-time highs, this chart has not yet told me anything about the long-term direction of Bitcoin. The MRI remains bearish, and we are overall on a declining trend, even though we are no longer inside the channel. 4-day chart. Okay, so let's look at the 4-day chart. The 4-day chart, which we're still in fully cashed on, is down to 1 day, 8 hours, And now the price of Bitcoin has rallied above the intermediate term moving average. But the short-term moving average is still below it. They are both rising. If this candle will be closing the candle at current price level, that would justify a bullish allocation in Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin has been so volatile, and the last time I looked at Bitcoin price, which feels like a few hours ago, we were sitting right here at the lows, and I don't believe the eBay news alone would cause this much of a rise. I'm gonna take the wait and see approach. I'm not gonna rush, just like I don't panic when price crashes. I'm not gonna FOMO when price rises. One day from now, we will, with 8 hours to go in the candle, we will reevaluate and potentially enter a bullish position. For now, just like I didn't panic when the price of Bitcoin was falling to 37, 3 hours ago, it feels like, I'm not gonna FOMO now because the price of Bitcoin, did it hit 42K? How high did it get? 41.3. Okay, so in just about 41, and it's at 41 now. Okay, I am on my way to unconfiscatable. Again, we are sticking to the executive summary of Bitcoin. This is what I remember. This is basically me pretty much looking at Bitcoin late last night, then talking to my friends in Ukraine, like at 2 in the morning US time, which was early morning Kiev time. And spoke to them again this morning, making sure that they're alive, making sure that they are well. It's a tough situation. Many Ukrainians want to pick up the AK-47 and go shooting at the Russian military. So it's these are the people that I'm talking to out in Ukraine. So, for the record, I haven't talked to anyone that's living in Russia yet. I'm sure I will, but I've only been talking to the people on the ground in Ukraine, trying to make sure they don't get killed. So here is the 1 hour chart. The 1 hour chart. So last time I did this video, we were reversing on right here, reversing on the MRI sell. That is a bearish candle. If you asked me right here, where's Bitcoin going, I would have said lower. But then we got rejected by this average. If you asked me right here on this hour, where is Bitcoin going, I would have said down. Okay, something happened at 9 o'clock in the morning Eastern time. Okay, so I was not looking at the computer at all at this time. But I was listening to that Spaces, Bloomberg. I do listen to Spaces on the Ukraine situation, and I usually just dumbfounded by what I'm hearing. So as you can see, anytime Bitcoin pumps, GBC premium starts to evaporate. And I continue to take my stance that once Bitcoin pumps to new all-time high, the premium is going to break the zero line. Okay, that is the executive summary on Bitcoin. That is it. I remain cautious on this pump. I have not yet, and I don't see any reason. We can talk about Russia and SWIFT and what it means for Bitcoin.
Attention, please.
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait another day before making any allocation decisions. Next, now it's possible that by this time tomorrow we're sitting at $55,000 of Bitcoin. It is very possible. That's why you have a HODL position and a trading position. This is the trading allocation position. This is not your HODL position. Your HODL position shouldn't be messed with. This is your trading position, and the trading position is, when in doubt, zoom out, and this is your trading position. You are significantly below the prior swing, which is significantly below the all-time high, with a double bottom, with a high probability of break to the downside. Regardless of the political environment, that is the current Bitcoin trading position. So, unconfiscatable, please come out. Right now, there's about 20 DMs to me about this conference, and none of you are getting a reply till probably late tonight, because because the one place where I turn off internet is the airplane. So those of you that waited till the last minute to message me about this conference are potentially not going to get a message about it until after the conference is over. Anyone that needs to know where the conference is, please scroll down the website and look at a Google map, which is right here, which tells you where the poker game is, and the pre-party is, and the after party is, and wherever in the carnivory dinner is. It's all there. You have no idea how many people are DMing me, asking me where the poker game is. Just please scroll through the website. It's all there.
Please remember to take out any medications you need. You will also need to remove any spare lithium batteries or
there's still space for poker. Not exactly know how much. How are we doing on poker? 12. There's 12 spots. There you go. Almost sold out. We are almost there. There's 12 spots and maybe one or two that I kind of reserved just in case, but I do want to sell the whole thing out. So if these 12 spots are sold, then like I'll put the other two up. But that's it. That's it. All right, traditional markets, and then maybe a few words about the war situation. Oil is very bullish again, and I believe oil is going significantly higher. Gold isn't doing much, but I believe gold is bullish and is going to go way higher. Stock market. The stock market rallied off of its lows early this morning. It opened late last night. Today is Monday, so it's the first day of the week. It started to crash. Now it's rising. The stock market is going to be very volatile because the amount of propaganda and lies about what's going on the ground in Ukraine is absolutely incredible. It is very, very clear to me that as technology progresses and more people use social media, the amount of misinformation in your information is actually increasing instead of decreasing, and it's and because of that, no one knows what the truth is. So expect the markets to be very volatile until they come to the ultimate conclusion that pretty much everything's a lie. And the only way to know the truth is to actually do some critical thinking. And no one is doing any critical thinking. Like, it's just not happening. Now, you can come to the wrong conclusions after your critical thinking, but critical thinking isn't taking place, like at all. So, well, DraftKings going up. We're not going to look at stocks. I really don't care. I do want to look at, not right now, maybe after the conference. I do want to take a look at FX rates. Oh, and I'm actually in a Spaces. I guess I forgot to disconnect myself from the Spaces. Let me not waste my battery. Hold on, guys. I gotta disconnect from the spaces. I was in that Swan Spaces. That should be ending any minute. So FX rates. I want to look at the dollar. The dollar is not doing anything on this globally. I do want to take a look at the ruble. The ruble has pretty much exploded into hyperinflation, and that's going to be rough for the Russian people. What about the Ukrainian people? The Ukrainian currency is actually holding up well. This is interesting. Okay, there's just too many people around me right now for me to properly comment on the Ukraine-Russia situation. Now, things might have happened in the last 3 to 4 hours that I'm not aware of. In fact, I actually want to look at the hourly chart. So the Russian ruble opened at a higher price, and it was actually strengthened. Something happened in the last hour that caused it to go back up. Watch the Russian ruble today very carefully. It is really important how this candle is going to look like. Ignore this initial tick. That initial tick is obviously not relevant, and you know it's not relevant based on the hourly chart where that tick did not actually have any trade. So the Ukrainian currency opened here. Sorry, the Russian currency opened here. You need to watch the Russian currency to this week very carefully. Very carefully. Not including this tick. If the Russian currency strengthens off of this opening, here's what that tells me. And again, I could be wrong, but this is where critical thinking matters. The majority opinion right now is that and I was in Bloomberg Spaces, the mainstream media spaces explaining the situation. By the way, this is the political commentary. If you don't want to hear political commentary, please take 30 seconds and go watch somebody else. Okay, we are done with the price of Bitcoin. I've done my assessment. I'm going to try to not to speak too loudly because people don't want to do any critical thinking. Here's my critical thinking on the situation. The current opinion of the West is that Russia is losing to Ukraine in this war. That's the majority opinion, is that Russia's losing. The other majority opinion is that Biden's a genius and has outmaneuvered Putin. I heard it. I heard it with my own ears in Spaces. They literally said Putin has underestimated Biden. Putin's incredible military strategy of disclosing American military secrets to other nations and making them publicly, including the Chinese who have passed on this information to the Russians, is a genius strategy that throws Putin off his game. That is literally what I heard in Spaces. And please go fact check me on this. They didn't mention the Chinese part. I did throw that in. Okay. So it was recorded. I tweeted out the Spaces. You can go and listen to it. They literally said Putin underestimated Biden, and that Biden Biden has an incredible strategy of throwing Putin off his game by publicly releasing, confidential information. That is literally what was said. I shit you not. That is what Bloomberg is saying in Spaces. They're also saying how the Russian military is completely losing, and how many thousands of Russian soldiers have died, and how Ukraine is winning this. And this drives the narrative. It helps drive the narrative of this, creating international panic in the Russian ruble. Now, this could all be true. It can be true, and the Russian ruble could continue to devalue. Now, Russia has been removed from SWIFT and many of their banks. I do have to read more on that. I mean, details, no one really knows the details. Everyone is speculating. Everyone is completely speculating. And the big discussion is going to be, how does Bitcoin play into this? And we will definitely see how Bitcoin plays into this. I'm not, there's a couple of things I really want people to do their homework on and watch. I don't have any new links to post because, and I'm gonna be all over the Russia-Ukraine situation right after the conference. This becomes my priority, along with maybe not losing my life savings on this event. So those become minor priorities. Will there be additional conferences? It depends. We will see. I will have to make a decision by the end of this conference because I can guarantee you guys, I will not be running this conference. I will have to hand it off as long as it has my godlike oversight, where I have the final say on making sure it will never become a shitcoin conference. But my priorities are going to be elsewhere. But we're going to have an amazing time. So come and join us in Las Vegas. So please watch The Killing of the Mind. It's a must. I mean, honestly, I don't even know what else going on with COVID. I was walking through most of the airport without a mask. No one says anything. Security did tell me eventually to put it on. The Killing of the Mind. This is it's not about COVID. It's about how you're being manipulated by social media and mainstream media. And just you have to absolutely watch this video. It's part of the Academy of Ideas YouTube channel. They released a new video. I actually need to download it right now so I can watch it on the plane. The next thing that, yeah, this is the Academy of Ideas YouTube channel. I'm not going to show the, I think I can't close them. I'm going to save those tabs in like somewhere. But the other thing that you have to absolutely watch is this lecture. The lecture by John Mearsheimer. And I know people sent me other stuff from him, and I just had not had time to watch it. I want to hear what he has to say now, but you have to absolutely watch this. Also, please watch this. I didn't have the cojones to play any of this live. This guy has been jumping on other YouTube channels. I can't believe his YouTube channel has not been banned by YouTube. I wouldn't be surprised if the Ukrainian government and military, puts him into custody. I wouldn't be surprised at all. But please listen to this video before it disappears off the internet. You can disagree with him, but you do have to listen to it before you disagree. Okay. I don't know how often he's posting videos. He's in a hotel room in Kiev. As you can see, I watched 2 minutes of this. It was only 2 minutes. You see, I started watching this, but that's as far as I got. But this is what you want to watch. This is the video from the 26th. I did watch it in full, but I guess I started rewatching it or something. That's as far as I got. I'm not sure what this is. Interesting. It tells me that I've watched this much of it, but I really don't remember. Maybe I watched it. I don't know. It's everything is starting to. Oh, my computer is almost dead because the chargers aren't working or my computer has broke. So either way, I do have to run. So please watch my video descriptions. This is my video. As you can see, the comments to my video have been generally positive. Also, somebody in the live chat yesterday said that, oh, all my comments were deleted in the live chat. What you have to realize is, if you write a derogatory comment, or you write something like, oh shoot, if you write something in the live chat, something like fuck the Russians, kill the Russians, if you write something that is evil in the chat, YouTube will not show it. Okay, now you're gonna then say that half of your comments were deleted by me and my moderators, when in reality, YouTube did not let you post your derogatory or offensive comment, and my moderators did not choose to click the button to show it to the world. Okay, so this is where even people don't understand the difference between censorship and like actual technology. So some people see that as censorship, when in reality, your comment was not put through because of the quality of your comment. Now, here is a comment. I'm going to read this comment that was not, that YouTube said, this message is inappropriate. Do you want to show it or do you want to hide it? This is Moises. Trump literally told Germany and NATO during his presidency that shutting down nuclear power plants and relying on Russia gas is stupid and will cost us all. Was effing right as usual. That is a comment that I agree with. That is a comment that I actually like, and YouTube censored that comment, not because YouTube hates Trump, which they do. They censored that comment because at the end it says effing right, and in the middle of it, it said the word stupid. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and display this comment because I want other people to see it because I agree with it. And you will now see it in the comments from Moises Baseli. Okay, that is how comments work. If you don't understand how YouTube comments work, and then you try to explain how censorship in the media works, how much credibility do you have if you don't actually, this is what I mean by critical thinking. If you don't have the critical thinking to realize which comments in my comment chat I delete, and which comments I leave, and which comments I don't even see, because YouTube, there's a whole section that says, do you want to approve these comments? That section is an arm length long. If you want to be my free volunteer to display those comments and sift through them, I may give you admin access, well, or comment access, okay? But the reality is I spend about 20 minutes every morning and 20 minutes every evening deleting spam. These comments from Nurse Anissa, okay? Spam. This comment, not spam. So I'm probably gonna leave it, but I don't have time to read all that because I gotta go. The Lithuania comment. You are correct, sir. I'm not that familiar with Lithuania, but I'm very familiar with Latvia because my grandma is buried in Latvia. When I was a kid in Russia, I spent my summers in Latvia. And my grandfather grew up, and well, not grew up, but my grandfather moved to Latvia in probably the 1960s or 70s. And he's lived there until he eventually came to America before passing away. About 20 years ago, he passed away. So yeah, I'm familiar with that region. And we can talk about that region another time because I got to go board my flight. Guys, please read the comments in my video description. And I believe my flight started boarding, so I need to go. All right, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll comment a lot more on the Russia-Ukrainian situation, probably after the conference. I'm gonna I won't have time before that, and we'll see where the war stands leading up to that. But I'll just leave you with, I read the statement the Russia put out. Facebook fact checkers are completely lying, because remember I said in yesterday's video how Russians use Facebook religiously, and Facebook has decided to be the arbiter of truth for Russians as to what's happening in Ukraine, and that is going to escalate to such bad levels that the world is pushing into you know where. So these tech companies need to be real careful before their woke minimum wage employees cause a nuclear war, because they decided to alter Russian government's official international statements as something else by editing those statements. That is a very dangerous game that some $9 an hour employee, $17 an hour employee there in California, probably is playing with. But hey, a lot of people think that's okay. All right. Thank you for watching, guys.